In this video I'm going to show you my current motovlogging helmet, which is this one just here, and show you why I went from this one to this one, so stay tuned. This is my Airoh Commander 2 helmet. I've had this for just over a year now. I initially started out with the Shoei Neotec 2, but after a few issues I soon realised I need to upgrade the helmet to something a bit more suitable for motovlogging. So this is the one I'm currently using now. Action camera mount wise, I'm using a chin mount, which is 3M adhesive mounted. I wasn't initially skeptical about using one of these because I've seen a few reviews where these have fallen off. So it's always been something that worried me slightly, and I've always checked this before I mount the camera and before I go out on the bike, just to make sure that that sticky is still adhesing well and there's no movement. The good thing with the chin mount is you can just flick this little rubber tab forward here, squeeze in, and you can remove the mount very easily. There, mounts just straight back on. Clip it in, press the little rubber bung back in, and there you go, you're back on. The camera I'm using is a DJI Action 5. I know they've got the Action 6 out now, which if you are looking to get into motovlogging, I would highly recommend the DJI brand. So far I've had no issues with them at all. I've got a DJI Mini 5 Pro drone, which is great. I've got DJI Wireless 2 mic and the Mic Mini microphone, and they all perform really well. They all integrate together and they've just had no issues at all. I was going to go GoPro when I first started out. I'm glad I didn't. I also have an Insta360 X5, which if you've seen my videos, I usually mount on the handlebar, having that facing towards myself as I'm riding, but it also gives me the opportunity to move it around and have different views if I need to. So for comms I'm using the Cardo Packtalk Edge. Good thing with the Airoh Commander helmet is it's got a port just here. You can actually put the cabling through the side of the shell, so it doesn't have to go down the side of it. The only slight issue with the Airoh Commander is the hole isn't that big, so you would have to, once you cram the connector through, you can see that very well, but it has got a little bit of damage on there through stuffing it through that little tiny hole, so it could really do with having a wider hole under that cover, but it is doable. Looking inside the helmet, to the left there is the Cardo mic, and then just in that little piece there you can see the DJI magnet. Now I initially tried to mount this using some sticky Velcro, but whatever that plastic part of the chin bar is made of, let's see if I can get to it, this material here, the Velcros would not adhere to it at all. So what I ended up doing was getting some Gorilla epoxy glue and gluing the magnet in there. So that's permanently fixed in there now, but if you wanted you could quite easily peel it back out without causing any damage. But yeah, that stays in there now. All I do is get the Mic Mini, offer it up to the magnet, and it sits nice and comfortable in there. I'll grab the mic so you can see that. So that goes in there, and then the mic is nice and secure. You can rotate it around if you need to. If the little dead cat is itching your nose, something like that, you can turn it back around, have it facing down if you want. But it's a good place there. It's nice and secure. I've never had it come out because the magnets are very strong. Now, with this being my motovlog helmet, I don't have the Cardo speakers inside this. They're in my Shoei Neotec, but I do have the connector for the Cardo. So what I do is that connector is just solely for my earplugs. So I've got all the audio comes directly into my ear. I don't use the speakers at all because they don't work at high speed anyway, you can't hear anything. So I'm always wearing earplugs now. So I've got no real need for the speakers, so that's why they're in the Neotec instead of being inside this helmet. The main reason for moving away from the Shoei Neotec was due to the fact that with it being a modular flip chin bar, when the camera was mounted on it, I couldn't use the chin bar because if you put it up, it was so heavy it would drag the chin bar back down, which was really annoying, and it sort of defeated the object. There's no reason for having a flip helmet at that point. So I decided that I'd move over to an adventure helmet. It suited the bikes I've got at the time, the BMW, and then now the Monkey. I think the adventure helmets work quite well with those type of bikes. One of the features I really wanted was to have the flip down visor. That's on the Neotec 2 as well, so that's one of the key features that I really wanted, because I like having tinted visors, but I'd rather have the flip down, because then you can have clear visor when the weather's bad and it gets sunny, you've got the flip down option, and that's the same on the Neotec. So that's one of the key things I really wanted. So I have a video of this Neotec 2 helmet being prepped for a motovlogging helmet. If you've got one of these, or you're considering using a flip chin bar type helmet as a motovlogging helmet, go and check that video out. I'll put a link to it. But if you don't want to watch that, basically what happened was the camera was mounted here on a Motorrad slim mount, chin mount type thing. It's a long rubber mount which works really well, and I would have put it on the Airoh Commander, but that's got such a tight, very sharp beak, the slim mount wouldn't fit on that, because it's basically a long rubber strip with a metal banding in it, and it wouldn't have bent around that very well. So yeah, I went away from the Neotec due to, when it's in the flip position, camera's on top, it was just far too heavy and it would come crashing back down all the time and would just annoy me. So I wouldn't be able to use the chin bar, and when you've got a camera on anyway, if the camera's now mounted on there, it's now pointing into the sky, so it was completely pointless. So now I use this helmet only for when I'm just going out on my own and I'm not planning on making any recordings. I still like it, it's very comfortable. It's great in summer when you can flip the chin mount up, the chin bar up when you're in traffic or sat at lights. That's why I really enjoy having these type of helmets. It's still got the Cardo mount on there, so I can flip off the Packtalk edge, stick it onto that one, and so it's both interchangeable. This one also has got the jack plug for my earplugs, but I've also installed the JBL speakers in this one, so I can just plug it straight in, plug that in, and now I've got speaker capability rather than having to use my earplugs. I tend to use this helmet now, well, I use this helmet solely for going out on my own when I'm not recording, and for when I'm doing blood bikes, because the taking the earplugs in and out, it gets quite annoying when I'm dropping samples off and going into hospitals. I struggle to get the earplugs in and out without putting the little cream that comes with it on the buds every time. So to stop that issue, I just use the internal speakers. So that was just a quick look at the helmet I'm currently using, Airoh Commander 2. It is a really well designed helmet. You can tell it's not an Airoh or a Shoei just by the quality of some of the parts on it. Sometimes you get the little chin windsock underneath, triangular windsock thing that comes loose, which annoys me a little bit. It's just because it's not that tight, or it's not been, the tolerance in the material is not as great as it would be with something like an Airoh or a Shoei. But still, it's a very good helmet. It does the job well. I like the internal sun visor that drops down. It's got the emergency cheek pad releases, and it's ACU gold approved, so you could take it on track if you really wanted to. And it's reasonably priced for a helmet. I think I paid about £250 for it, whereas the equivalent Shoei think it's the Hornet now. You're talking for £450, £500. So depends how much you want to spend. Also, the top of the range ones, the RI and the Shoei, they don't have the flip down visor, sun visor, which is, again, it's like, why have you not put that in? That's a key feature a lot of people want nowadays, and they've released new helmets and they've not included them. So that's part of the reason I went for the Airoh Commander. And I've seen other motovloggers use them. Itchy Boots, she uses one, and if it's good enough for her, then it's plenty good enough for me. So yeah, I really like the Airoh Commander too. It makes a good motovlogging helmet. If you are going to use a flip helmet, if that's the only thing you've got and you want to turn it into a motovlog helmet, then yeah, go for it. If you are starting out, I would probably say don't go for a flip type style helmet, because you are mounting the camera onto that chin bar, and if you are wanting to use it, it is going to be quite heavy and it will fall down quite often. So if you're going to start motovlogging, I'd advise not to use a flip type helmet. Either go for a full face or an adventure helmet if you are going to do the POV style motovlog footage. If you're not going to go down that route, you're just going to do cinematic with mounting the camera on the bike and at different locations, then go for whatever helmet you feel like. I think some of the main things you need to consider when setting out your motovlog helmet though is the absolute number one priority is it fits properly and it's comfortable. And then look at how you're going to mount the hardware. Where is your microphone going to go? Is it going to be able to sit in the front of the helmet okay and not interfere with your face? That's one issue I did have with the Shoei Neotec. When I first started, I had a mic 2. That was the only microphone available at the time, and so I bought 2 of these. And the first ride out I had it in the chin bar, and it was so close to my face, it was pressing on my chin, and I couldn't speak properly. And then 2 weeks later, DJI came out with the mic mini, and that was a game changer really. That fitted straight into the chin bar, no issues at all, and it's easily removable. So if you're going to start out, I would definitely be looking at a mic mini or the new mic 3, which is also mini style but has all the features of the mic 2 in a smaller form factor. So definitely I would go with a mic mini or mic 3. Another thing to consider when selecting a helmet is to make sure you go on things like YouTube, look at reviews and see how loud that helmet is when people have ridden it on the road regarding wind noise, because you want to get the quietest helmet you can if possible. The new microphones do have noise cancellation, so you're okay there, but if you're going to cancel the noise out, you may lose some of the audio from your engine and things like that you may want to be included in the video. So that's just something to be aware of. If the audio sounds really pants, people aren't going to watch the video. You can get away with the footage not being so grainy or light conditions not being brilliant, but if the audio sounds bad, then whoever's on your video is just going to switch off straight away. So try to get the audio as good as possible. Brand wise, personally I like DJI. I also like Insta. If I was starting again, I don't know which one I'd go for, to be honest. They both seem very competitive. They both work really good. They've both got very good ecosystems that all integrate with each other. Insta's now got their new drones coming out as well. So DJI are probably slightly ahead, but Insta's certainly catching up. And with the drone front, 360 cameras, obviously Insta have got the market at the moment. I've not used the DJI 360. It's probably fairly decent, although Insta are probably slightly ahead at the moment. GoPro, I don't know where they are. Initially when I started, I was going to buy a GoPro, and then looking at the specs, looking at reviews on YouTube, I quickly decided that GoPro was nowhere. I'm not going to even entertain GoPro anymore. They really need to up their game, because DJI and Insta are just streets ahead. 5 tips to make your motovlogging go a bit more smoothly. Number 1, make sure your microphone is turned on and is installed correctly in the helmet. Number 2, make sure the camera's turned on and that you can see when you speak into the microphone the mic graph is moving. 3, before you put your helmet on, make sure the camera mount is secure. Give it a little shake, make sure it's not going to come loose. Last thing you want to do is lose your expensive action camera. Number 4, make sure your helmet's done up. I've done this many times, set everything up, got my gloves on, started to go to right away and realise I've not done the chin strap up. Rookie error, but it's so easy to forget things when you've got all this camera equipment, microphones to set up, and make sure that the settings are correct. So check your chin strap. And number 5, before you pull off, check in your mirror. You can see the camera record buttons, the camera lights flashing that say it's recording, the microphone's recording, and that you're good to go. The last thing you want to do is ride off, start talking, start narrating something, or have some really good footage that you missed because you forgot to check that last final time that everything is recording. So I hope this has helped. If it has, please hit the like button or even consider subscribing. That would be brilliant. I'm trying to grow the channel, and your subscription really helps. Thanks for watching.